So basically, they've taken one of them pop-up fucking booths that you get in the middle of a shopping mall, where you sit in an egg wearing a VR headset, basically watching No Limits coaster.
Yeah,
and there's
no. Whoa! Don't give it too much credit. It ain't fucking No Limits.
It's not like No Limits.
RCT 1, but you can ride the coaster. It's more like Theme Park World on the PlayStation. It's not.
It's not good. It's not good.
And they're expecting you to pay for this as well.
Yeah, it's not.
It's an upcharge. It's an upcharge.
I've seen these the London Dungeon at the end of that, and all over the place, and they're just cheap, tacky. You sit in a little egg. I don't know why. Just why?
I just want to say one thing. I have one point to make about this.
Just one.
If you go on one main one. If you go on the actual web page, it says, and I quote, because I'm looking at it right now. It says, enjoy the thrill of a gigantic roller coaster in locations only possible to ride through VR. Choose from Miami, London, and Lightwater Valley itself and experience an all-immersive ride. There are no theme parks in Miami, to my knowledge. So what coaster in Miami are they?
No. What I think... Wait, let me get it up, because the way you read it out makes it sound like...
I read it word for word.
Machine in an arcade.
Look at Sean's comment. That's brilliant. Sean's comment.
Take a ride on one of our new virtual reality roller coaster experiences. Enjoy the thrill of a gigantic roller coaster. So it's one that they've specifically made for this experience, and they can just change the backdrop it's in. You're either on a beach in Miami, the middle of London, or in a field.
Everyone's going to pay this money, and it's going to be Rita.
Could you imagine if it's actually Rita? And it changes the green screen. It changes the green screen.
Welcome to the best roller coaster experience of your life. Thank you for the £10. Go!
The thing is though.
James is out. I can do that as well.
Yeah, I have a chair which can rock backwards and forwards, and I have a VR headset. There you go. That's the ride done.
Yeah, I could get a better roller coaster experience at the 4DX cinema.
I was literally about to say, get Sean said hero. Doing that with a headset on a chair.
Sean said hero. Riding hero.
I would rather
London and Miami.
See? Roller coaster. Whee!
You carry on doing that, you'll be in an NL2 round.
I was sure it's going to go. It's going to go.
Go.
Oh my god!
What a shit decision! Let us know in the comments what you think.
Also, just think about this. Think about this. This coaster goes through Miami, Florida, and then just transitions to some field in North Yorkshire.
No.
What if it's a joke, guys?
I think you do the entire ride in the location you pick.
What if it's the ultimate? It's just a joke.
You know what? This is my bugbear.
That'd be even more depressing, to be honest.
Called it the ultimate VR coaster when they've got the ultimate, which is a mile and a half long, sat in a field. SBNO.
Aaron, let him go. Let him go. Aaron, let him go. Go on, Joe. Go on, Joe. It's your time.
Fix the fucking ride. Reopen it and let people ride that. Don't put people in a goddamn egg for £5 extra and expect them to do that instead and call it the ultimate. It's ridiculous. And I'm sorry, but this is a park I've grown up going to as a child. The ultimate was my first major coaster that I got on, and to see that thing sat there in the state it's probably in right now, and them saying, well, it's all right, go sit in an egg instead. It's fucking ridiculous.
The amount the ultimate has cost Lightwater Valley, and these new owners are not going to do fuck all with it. It's sad. It's so sad. It's ridiculous. It's a bad business decision.
It makes me so angry. It really does.
They have close to probably 15,000 followers on Twitter, and I've seen every single comment was negative towards this.
I saw that.
They all said the same thing. So it's not everyone that is wrong. It's you. It's Lightwater Valley. It's the people making this decision. Change it. Yeah. Open the ultimate, or tell us when you're going to fucking open it, or if you're going to shut it forever, because it's just pissing people off. You're pissing the general public off, you're pissing enthusiasts off, and you're pissing the industry off. We've got a coaster in the UK that people will come to fucking ride if you open it. So open
not just from the UK, but from worldwide.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. We have a coaster here that people will specifically come to ride on a cred hunt. If you're coming to the UK, you're going to do Nemesis, you're going to get down to Fort Park, you're going to do Oblivion, you're going to do all Smiler, especially the Smiler. and you're going to try and get the ultimate. Someone who comes over here is going to try and ride it. Same with the big one. It's a massive cred.
Yep.
And it's just so annoying. Yep. Change it, please, and sort your social fucking media out. Honestly, it's pathetic.
It's another
it goes back to the point that has been made multiple times by people in the community, in the industry, about communication from parks.
Yeah,
like communication has to be. The argument has been made about, well, parks don't have to communicate to its customers like parks are businesses. No, parks are in a unique situation where they're offering a service to guests who they're taking money from, which means it doesn't necessarily contribute directly to revenue or income or anything like that, but you're taking people's money and offering a service of ride entertainment, of leisure, of a high standard, of very unique entertainment that you can't find anywhere else in any other form of leisure. Not a shopping mall, not a cinema, not a swimming pool, whatever. And if you're still willingly taking these people's money without offering the things that they're expecting of you, without communicating to them, all you're doing is doing your guests and whatever return guests you might still get a disservice. It goes right back to and we'll get into this in a little bit as well about SeaWorld Entertainment just not communicating the opening of their coasters at SeaWorld everywhere. Orlando, at Busch Gardens Tampa, at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, at SeaWorld San Diego. Everyone's stuck in limbo because they don't know when these rides are going to open. Yeah. And not only that, they've paid money for season passes because of the promise of not only getting to ride these rides, but having, quote unquote, VIP access because they're now season pass holders, because they've been roped in by the marketing of these season passes. And indeed. Now for these guys to be sitting here, not being able to ride these rides, which is the sole reason, which goes back to your point, Luke, people are coming to these parks because of these new additions.
Absolutely.
These rides are the sole reasons why they've purchased these passes. They're not getting any sort of communication from the parks about whether they're going to open and stuff. It's poor. It's just poor customer service. It's poor customer service, and it's illustrated a lot in corporate owned parks and not independent parks that have their finger on people perceive them to have their finger on the pulse a little bit more, and in terms of their communication. But in this case, we've got the likes of the smaller parks, of the Lightwaters and the Flamingo Lands, also establishing this really poor communication to its people. Like, how are you supposed to get back return visitors with such disregard of communicating with the people that you're trying to get back?
Exactly.
It's just poor. It takes so little effort. It takes so little effort to just communicate. Like, you don't have to put out a massive marketing push to communicate.
Just a quick update and just let
the unfortunate event of a ride being closed or the unfortunate event of a ride being delayed. It's literally just honest communication through, like you said, Luke, a social media post, emails to your season pass holders, whatever, however you do it. It's damn near effortless to just make sure that level of honest communication is there.
Yeah,
and it seems like parks can't do it.
But you're only going to exist if people come through the door and if you get repeat custom. That's it. That's it. Yeah. That's the end of the day. That's it. And if they don't, they're not going to be here very long. So
they'll go elsewhere. There's plenty of other options. They'll go there.
I think they need to make a decision: either open the Ultimate or close it for good. You don't just leave it there and do nothing with it. Make a decision, and see if you're going to be around for a long time. So you're not.
And make the decision and listen to the feedback. Like, I feel like they're just kind of not saying anything and they're not listening to feedback. I would love to see surveys from Lightwater Valley and Flamingo Land, the reviews that I've seen.
Sean said something in the chat that is really cognizant of it. He did mention it. I remember when he mentioned it on a previous podcast. He was nervous about the inexperience of the new owners, and this proves it. Calling it the ultimate just shows they have no idea, and it really does, because calling it the ultimate VR coaster when I'm sorry, right?
It's like a slap in the face.
Exactly. It's like a slap in the parks know what their guests are saying. If you don't, you probably shouldn't be in a higher up position at a park. Parks know what their guests are saying. They're paid to know what their guests are saying. They know how many people want the ultimate open. To call it the ultimate VR coaster is, like you said, Joe, it's just a slap in the face.
It is plain
It's
simple.
a complete slap in the face.
Really,
it shouldn't even have anything on social media about this. This should just be something where you turn up and it's just there. Like you wouldn't put your arcade machines on, would you? Or make a big deal about it. But this is exactly the same.
It's just it's stupid. And I mean, we're not talking about, like, I think the Iron Gwazi and the Pantheon and stuff like that. It's a much bigger deal than the ultimate being closed. Now I get that, I understand that they are new coasters. Nobody's ridden them yet, apart from a select members of staff and people. The ultimate is something that, like Joe said, is dear to people's hearts. It's something that the way the big one takes people, in an experience. It's a staple coaster in the UK. It doesn't matter how rough it is, how bad it is. But it was the longest coaster in the world. And it was a big thing for Lightwater Valley to have that. And that's why they spent millions and millions and millions
for the UK
pounds
to have it.
Yeah, and let me just put this in perspective. The rides themselves. I mean, the ultimate to me represents more than just a coaster. It's a point in time where I spent many a happy time with my father on a road very, very close to the rear of it. Sat eating my lunch when I was allowed to go to work with him for days because he worked in North Yorkshire, so he was out and about on the roads. We would buy a sandwich from a local bakery or wherever sandwich shop. We'd go sit on this road behind the ultimate, and I would watch it go by on that second lift hill, going down with people on it while I sat eating a sandwich. Those memories, to know that this ride is now sat there in the state it's in, make me very sad. It really does. And this is what I mean. It represents a lot more to a lot of people than just a ride. So
it does.
Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, isn't it?
And there's more of those kind of stories than you think as well.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Different kinds of iconic coasters all over the world. There's more of those stories than you think.
Exactly.
Coasterbot said in the chat. Coasterbot said in the chat. For the SeaWorld stuff, what can parks say though? Oh, lol, we're not opening Iron Gwazi because the park. That's a whole different issue. that I will not get into right now, but like, you are right, but at the same time, like the reason for that is very convoluted, and I don't want to be angry tonight.
I love this one from Behemoth. I managed to ride a roller coaster that was all dirt when Iron Gwazi was testing. Before Iron Gwazi is opened, they hadn't broke ground. It was just dirt.
Yep.
The ride is open.
Let's get angry. Let's get angry.
Which did. Like
let's get ready to rumble.
Has pissed me off to no end. I just don't get it. I don't understand who is making that decision to call it the ultimate experience. It's like, they've got a coaster there called the ultimate.
People who aren't theme park minded
together. Yeah. And
it's like they don't even know what they got. They don't know.
They don't know what they've got.
Opinions. They don't know anything about the actual history of the place or what people are saying. And there's just someone making up this. Do
you know who I feel sorry for, guys? Do you know who I feel sorry for in all this? Is the staff at Lightwater Valley
that have to bear the backlash of it.
Yeah,
like the operators, the people in catering, the people who are just on the turnstiles, the people the maintenance.
That's another. As an ex ride up, like that shit pisses me off almost more than anything as well.
Yeah,
the fact that these decisions come from higher ups
and nobody knows.
And then the customer-facing team members are the ones that have to take the backlash for it.
Mm-hmm.
I said that in another conversation on Twitter that immediate backlash from guests goes right to the write-ups.
Customer facing,
goes right to the culinary staff, goes right to the maintenance team, goes right to the admissions team. It doesn't like guests have to put in effort for that backlash to reach the higher ups.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have to go through the customer facing employees first. And that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
It's
100%.
absolute bullshit. It kind of makes sense because like they have to communicate through them to get up to the higher ups in the first place. But they're getting the full brunt of that anger first.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
And that's
the thing,
bullshit.
quite often
And parks don't do enough to protect their. Sorry to cut you off, James. Parks don't do enough to protect their team members against that. And
quite often the people that are facing the brunt of kind of customer backlash as well were made aware of the decisions that are made by the customer.
They
don't even know anything. They end up getting someone shouting in their face, and they're like, I actually don't know.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
lazy. It's lazy.
It's just such bad decision making. Like, there's no thought got into it. It just shows a lack of thought or any kind of process or any actual future plan for them to do something like that and put this out there and do this and go, yeah, this is it. This is fine. This is acceptable. They should be embarrassed because it's showing that they have not got a plan for that place by doing something like that. Not a future plan, not to keep that place open. It's showing a lack of actual planning and thought process, and that's scary for the future.
They've literally just looked at it and said, "Oh, look, a theme park. Look, a theme park. Should we go buy it? Yeah, fuck it. Let's go buy it. Let's add it to our portfolio. What should we do with it? Oh, fuck. Well, let's stick an egg in there and call it the ultimate ride experience. Yeah, that's going to work, isn't it? That's really not going to work.
That was the Zoom call. That legit was the team's call.
More than likely the case. Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's like they're paying people to come up with these ideas, and as well that's the other thing.
See,
this has probably gone through layers of different people as well to get to the top to go. Yeah, that's fine. Let's keep signing this off.
Sorry, oh dear.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move.
We're not saying just quickly though on the staff point. We're not saying the people who work at Lightwater Valley who have transitioned into this new company who've been there for years and years and years and years, and the maintenance people who've been there for years and years and years. We're not saying they're making the bad decisions. We're saying that the people who own the fucking company are the ones making the bad decisions. They never make those
decisions.
No.
But like Mikhail said, the unfortunate thing is it's the customer-facing people will get the brunt of it. The people that have no
I just wanted to make that clear because we did go off pretty much on Lightwater Valley, but we're not saying the staff at Lightwater Valley and the people who are pressing post on Twitter and Facebook. It's not that. It's what they're being told to do.
Yep.
So just
it's the higher management.
Yeah.
And if you are higher management listening to this, then this is aimed at you.
Yeah, legit, it is. Right. And if you need advice, fucking just watch an Expedition theme park fucking video and you'll learn all about that.